Okay, let's solve practicing problems for group activity 3 and test 3. First one, 2x squared minus 6x minus 56. Okay, here we can take common factor. Every time before you factor anything, you want to see if you have common factor, which here we have 2. How to take common factor out? Excuse me. I have in my intermediate math channel a video how to take common factor. So, and I will put in at the end of the this recording. X squared minus 6x minus 3x and minus 28. Okay, so these two will keep going all the way to the end. Now x squared minus 3x minus 28. What we are going to do here, we need to factor with the format x squared plus bx plus c, which is going to be formatting. It's going to be one x comes here, another x comes here, and here is going to be number 1. Here is going to be number 2, with the purpose that first number that we need to find, first number times second number, I have to get C. First number plus second number, I have to get B. There is a video on this channel, intermediate math channel. Who doesn't remember, you can go back and look. Now, for this one, our B, for our case, x squared minus 3x minus 28, my B is equal negative 3, my C is equal negative 28, which means I'm going to get here two numbers that multiplication will give me negative 28, addition will give me negative 3. It's going to be x minus 7 times x plus 4. Let's see. Negative 7 times 4 is equal negative 28. Okay, I got this one. And negative 7 plus 4 is going to give me negative 3. So we get here x minus 7, x plus 4. Okay, and we are done. Next. Question number 2. 4x squared plus 8x minus 32. Okay, here it also I'm looking, common factor is 4 because all three terms I can divide by 4, so taking 4 out. And I will have left x squared plus 2x, because 8x divided by 4 is 2x, and minus 32 divided by 4 is 8. So I divided every single term, I divide by 8. Now we're going to break down exactly same way as we did the previous one. So my C is going to be negative 8. So two numbers, when I multiply, I have to get negative 8. And if I add them, I have to get positive 2. So these two numbers are going to be plus 4 and minus 2. X plus 4, x minus 2. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. Positive 4, negative 2 is positive 2. Okay? Moving to next one. Again, I will put the factoring videos that I'm using here at the end of the recording on the screen, so you can click on it and go watch it if you need help. Next one, 2x squared minus 12x plus 16. Okay, let's solve this one. So first of all, we're looking, do we have common factor? Yes, all the numbers are even. 2, 12, 16, even. At least as a minimum 2 can come out. Actually, in this case, only 2 can come out. So 2x squared divided by 2, x squared. Negative 12x divided by 2, negative 6x. 16 divided by 2 is 8. So we have two numbers multiplied by each other is 8. Add, we get negative 6. And these numbers are going to be negative 2 and negative 4. Okay. Next one, number 4. $12x squared plus 25x minus 7. Okay, there is no any common factor because I have prime number 7 and they're 12 and there is 25. They don't have anything in common, so there is no common factor in here. At this point, we are going to use factoring for the form ax squared plus bx plus c is equal a times, so a times x minus x1, x minus x2. Okay, so for that, first we have to take it ax squared plus bx plus c equal 0. Okay, let's lay out, okay, well, let me finish this one. So we need to find discriminant. That is going to be equal b squared minus 4ac. And then x12 is going to be equal negative b plus minus square root of this discriminant over 2a. All right. So let's start working on this problem. Let's see what we are going to get here. So I'm going to write out how much is my A, my B, my C. So A, B, and C. My A is 12, B is 25, C is negative 7. Okay? All right, so let's find discriminant. Discriminant is equal b squared, this one, b squared, which is going to be 25 squared, minus 4ac. Minus 4 times a is 12, c is negative 7. Okay, this is going to be equal 600, 25 squared is 625. There is a very easy way to square 25, and I explained that in math tricks video on the intermediate math channel. So you can go back and look. And then since we have two negatives here multiplying, so we will end up with positive. 4 times 12 is 48, and 48 times 7 is going to be 336. And we're going to get 961. Okay, so square root of d, since we are going to use square root of discriminant, so let me write down. Square root of discriminant is equal square root of 961, and that is equal 31. Okay, let's get our roots, x1, or answers, roots of this quadratic equation, or solution, they say. So x1 is going to be equal negative b, so b is 25, it's going to be negative 25, and then plus 31 over 2 times a, which is going to be 2 times 12, and x2 is going to be equal negative 25 minus 31 over 2 times 12. So first one, we are going to get 6 over 24. From here, x1 is equal 1 over 4. And x2 here is equal 56 over negative 56 over 24. So x2, if I reduce, and I'm going to reduce by 8, I will get negative 7 over 3. Let me see, reduce this one here is 1, this is 4, and this one is going to be 7, this one is going to be 3. Okay, so following this format, a times x minus 1 and x minus x1 and x minus x2, this is going to be, so a times, my a is 12, x minus x1, let's say minus 1/4, and then x minus x2. x2 is negative 7 over 3, so minus negative 7 over 3, I will end up with plus 7 over 3. So every time when root is negative, it will end up with plus, because you end up with two negatives, right? Okay, so we don't want to have fractions here. So I'm going to break it down. Look, I have here 4, here I have 3. So 12 I can break down into 4 and 3. So for first parentheses I put 4. I'm factoring 12. And for second parentheses I put 3. See that? 4 times 3 is still 12. So nobody can prevent me from doing that. That's absolutely legit and normal. So, and if I start distributing first one, I will get 4x minus 1. And for second one, I will get times 3x plus 7. Neat. Okay, so, and I move the answer here. It's going to be 4x minus 1. And we got 3x plus 7. All right. Next one. Problem number 3. Problem number 5. Okay. So 25x squared minus 10x minus 5. Okay, any number that ends with 5 or 0 can be divisible by 5. At this point I'm taking out 5, and that I mentioned also in math tricks. So here we are getting 5x squared, 25 by 5, 5x squared minus 2x, 10 by 5 is 2. And 5 by 5 divided by 5 is, 3. Okay, so let's solve it. 5x squared minus 2x minus 3. So this 5 is going to stay out. So we are going to have two parentheses. Let's see what we're going to put in the parentheses. All right, so I'm going to solve it on the side. I need to find discriminant, right? Let me write down A, B, and C. So my A is 5, B is negative 2, and C is negative 3. Okay? Okay, let's find out discriminant. Discriminant is going to be B squared minus 4AC, which means we are taking discriminant, so negative 2 squared minus 4 times 5 times negative 3, right? So what do I get here? Negative discriminant is equal, so 4, I will end up adding because I have a negative here, so I will end up with adding them. So 20 plus 3, it's going to be times 3, it's going to be 60. So we will end up with 64. Beautiful number because it has square root. Okay, so from here, Square root of discriminant gonna be square root of 64, and it's gonna be equal 8. Okay, x1, x2. x1 is equal positive 2 because b itself is negative 2, so it's gonna be positive 2 plus 8 over 2a, meaning 2 times 5. Let me write down that formula here also one more time. And then, so x1, 2 is equal negative b plus minus discriminant, square root discriminant d, 2a. And I have no idea why I didn't put in red color. I'll fix it right away. And the same thing here. Oh. Okay. So, and that's x1, and we are going to get 1 because 2 plus 8 is 10, and divided by 10, it's going to be 1. And x2, it's going to be 2 minus 8 over 10, right? It's going to be equal negative 6 over 10. Reduced by 2, it's going to be 3. By 2, it's going to be 5. So what do we get? 5 times x minus 1, and x will be plus 3 over 5 because here is minus. The x2 itself is minus, and we have to subtract anyway because what is the format here? Result of format, it's going to be 8 times x minus x1, x minus x2, right? Because we have here subtraction, correct? So with this negative also, it will give me plus. All right, and now I'm going to avoid the fraction. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to distribute 5 by this parenthesis, because there is a fraction and the denominator is 5. So I'm going to get x minus 1, and I will get 5x plus 3. And we got the answer. All right. Okay. Next one. Number 6. 6x cubed plus 9x squared minus 60x. So it's going to be 6, 9, and 60. So what is the number they all three can divided by? 3, right? Okay. The other thing also, I see that we have x everywhere. Smallest one is x to power 1, so I can take x also to power 1. So again, who needs help, look at the video common factor. All right, so 6x cubed divided by 3x, I'm going to have how much? 3x squared, because this, let me see, degree 3 minus degree here 1 will be 2, right? And 6 divided by 3 will be 2. Okay. 2x squared. Next. Plus x squared divided by x to power 1, meaning 2 minus 1 is x, and 9 divided by 3 is 3, minus x divided by x is gone, 60 divided by 3 is 20. All right, so let's see how we are going to break it down again. 2x squared plus 3x minus 20. So discriminant is going to be equal b squared, which is 3 squared, is going to be 9, minus 4 times a and c. See, since my c is negative, I will end up with positive. So it's going to be 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 20 is 160. Correct? So the answer is going to be 169. Okay, so square root is going to be 13, right? Okay, so x1, it's going to be equal negative b. So if it's b is free, negative b will be negative 3 plus 13 over 2 times a is 2. So 2 times a will be 4. And that will get what? 10 over 4. So by 2 will be 5. Here will be 2. And x2 is going to be equal negative 3 minus 13 over 4. So which is going to be negative 16 over 4 will be negative 4. Okay, so 3x is going to stay here, and we will have x minus 5 over 2, and we have, what do we have here? X plus 4. So from here we can say two x minus 5 and x plus 4. Okay, moving to question number 7. One minus 49 y squared. Okay, so to factor it down, it is going to be, we are going to use difference of squared, which is a squared minus b squared is equal a minus b, a plus b. Okay, so if I have a minus b, a plus b, so I can represent this 1 as my a squared will be 1 squared, and 49y squared will be my b squared, which means I can represent as a 1 squared and minus b to power 2, it's going to be 7y to power 2, right? This is going to be 1 minus 7y, 1 plus 7y. All right, moving to question number 8. Okay, what do we have? 81 x to 4 minus 1. Okay, we're going to represent the same way as a squared minus b squared, with the difference that so my a is going to be 9x squared, because if I raise to power 2, 9x squared to power 2, let me see, is equal 81x to 4, right? Okay, and minus 1 squared, I can put just like that, minus 1 squared. Okay, so I will get 9x squared minus 1 times 9x squared plus 1, correct? We broke down in the format of this formula. All right, now let's see, 9x squared minus 1, it's still I can apply the formula a squared minus b squared, right? Okay, so if I apply formula a squared minus b squared, what am I going to get? It's gonna be here 3x minus 1, 3x plus 1. But 9x squared plus 1, you cannot touch it because this formula exists only for difference. Doesn't exist for addition. Therefore, this 9x squared plus 1, we just simply move down here. And this is going to be our answer. All right? Okay. Next. Number 9. Question number 9. Let me clean this. Drafting. Okay. I'll write down here question number 9. What do we have? 16x squared minus 100. So that means I can represent again as a 4x squared minus 10 squared, right? And this is going to be equal 4x minus 10, 4x plus 10. Okay, well, we broke down. Let me see. 4x minus 10. Can I take out 2? Yes. I can have 2x minus 5. And here also 4x plus 10. I can take out 2. I will get 2x plus 5. Which means I will get 4 times 2 times 2, right? 4 times, and I will have 2x minus 5 and 2x plus 5. Or this 16x squared minus 100, I can from the very beginning take 4 out, and I will get 4x squared minus 25. Yes? And if I would break it down, I would get 4 times 4x squared would be 2x to power 2, right? And minus 25 is a 5 squared, which would be equal 2x minus 5 and 2x plus 5. So either way is fine, whichever you prefer. Okay. Next question, number 10. $75 x squared minus 30 x plus 3. So, well, can we take 3 out? Absolutely. And I will have 25 x squared minus 10x and plus 1. Okay, now let's break it down. What do we get here? This actually, it's a perfect square, a plus minus b squared. So if I break down, I will get the same way. So if I go through discriminant again, discriminant equal that much, x1, x2 equal that much, or I see here discriminant, I see here formula of perfect square, which is a plus b squared is equal a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Also, if I have minus a minus b squared, which is going to be my case, I'll show you in a minute, I will have here minus 2ab. Now, how on the earth did I see that it can be perfect square? Although, if you break down again through discriminant and then x1 is equal negative b plus minus square root of discriminant, you still will get the same answer. But this is just shorter. how to see that it's a perfect square. For perfect square, first thing we want to check that first number is a square of some number, and the last number, b, it's also square of some number. Let me see. Here I will have 25x squared is a square of 5x, right? Square of some number, and this some number is 5x. And the last one I said, it's also square of some number. So if I add, it's still going to be 1 because 1 squared also, correct? And in the middle, I have to get 2 times this number a multiplied by this number 2, number b, which is going to be minus, since I have here minus, therefore I'm using this minus case. So it is going to be twice. My a is 5x, and my b is going to be 1. How much I got here? 10x. Did I get the whole this thing? It's going to be 25x minus 10x plus 1. And that's how I figure out it's going to be a minus b squared, which is going to be 3 times. My a is 5x, right? We already know from here. It's my a. And my b is 1. So which gonna be a minus b, 5x minus 1 squared. Okay? If you don't like this method, you just always go back and solve for using discriminant. You should get the same thing. You should get 3 times 5x minus 1, 5x minus 1, which would be equal, same 3 times 5x minus 1 squared. All right? Okay, so I recorded here 10 questions, so it would be part 1, and I will place in different recording part 2. So if you need to find question number 9 or question number 18, you don't have to rewind for at the back or forward it, so it would be easier to find more specific problem in here. So all right, and this is part 1, and in few minutes I will upload part 2 also.